Earthwork 4D Tutorial, Course 1, Lesson 1, Basic Earthwork Takeoff. In this video, we will explain some basic fundamentals of an earthwork takeoff. Before a contractor can bid an earthwork project, they must first complete an earthwork takeoff to calculate the volume of dirt that must be moved on the site. In order to complete an earthwork takeoff, the contractor must be provided with grading plans that show both the existing ground topography as well as the proposed design elevations. In some cases, this data may be on separate plan sheets. Volumes are calculated by comparing the difference in elevation between the existing and proposed elevations. Years ago, an earthwork takeoff was done by hand, tediously calculating the depth of cut and fill on a grid or calculating end areas from hand-drawn cross-sections. With current takeoff software, this process has been simplified, and an earthwork takeoff may be completed both quickly and accurately. We will first cover some basic fundamentals. Most times, the information you will need to complete the takeoff will be on the grading plans. The grading plans contain lines that represent the elevation changes on the site. Existing elevations are typically represented by contour lines. A contour line represents a single elevation of the terrain. Contours give you a graphical representation of the elevation differences on the site. Contour intervals may vary depending on the range of elevations and steepness of the slopes. Typically, the existing contours will be a dashed line or a lighter shade than the design contours. On flatter sites, the existing elevations may be represented by single spot elevations. In some cases, the existing conditions will be on a separate drawing for clarification. Design elevations may also be represented with contour lines. However, more detail will be provided with spot elevations, such as top of curb or top of pavement elevations. In most cases, the finished grade elevations of the site will be given on the grading plans. However, there are a number of conditions that must be taken into consideration. To calculate an accurate earthwork takeoff, the depth of the imported materials, such as asphalt, concrete, or subbase material, must be taken into account. This information will typically be found on a separate plan that shows all details or typical sections. Also, on some sites, the site must be stripped of existing vegetation, trees, and topsoil. This information may or may not be shown on the grading plans. There may be separate plans for the removals, depending on the conditions of the existing site. On some sites, it may be up to the contractor's discretion to estimate this depth. The limits of construction may be well defined, or it may be up to the contractor to determine the limits of excavation. Typically, the design contours will match the existing contours at the limits of excavation. The limit of construction is an important feature when calculating the surface area and volumes on the site. In this video series, we will complete the earthwork takeoff from a PDF file. When you receive a set of plans in a PDF file, it is recommended to view the plans in a PDF viewer, such as Adobe or Bluebeam. Locate the grading plan. There may be more than one grading plan if the site covers a large area. Make a note of the sheet numbers of the grading plans. After the grading plans have been located, we are ready to begin the earthwork takeoff. That will end this session.